Not a day goes past where someone asks me about cool tools for the MPC sample. This thing right here, the Roland J6. It's fire. Full disclosure, no one sent this to me. This is like my second time buying this joint and I love it. I love it to death because not only can it be used as a MIDI controller, it has its own built-in chord progressions and it has its own sounds, and the sounds are fire, even though I might make a trash beat. Before we get started, here's a few things that this video will not cover. This video isn't a review of the Roland J6. I've already did a comprehensive review on that. I will have it linked in the description box. Also, I'm not hooking up the Roland J6 Type-C to the Type-C of the MPC. It simply works better if you use audio, and the workflow is much better, trust me. In order to get sound from your Roland J6, use cables like these. I will have them linked in the description box, and you will plug those into the audio ends of your MPC sample so you can sample it in when you're playing it live or otherwise. And then of course you have your audio out on the MPC sample. That will go into your audio interface or whatever audio device that you want to plug it into. We will talk about the MIDI functionality, and I'll show you that you have MIDI capabilities because it does play chords and you can play different notes and whatnot. So to give you a good look at it, is plugged into the MPC sample right now. I have the red side on the right side and then the black side on the left side, or wherever color it is other than red, then it should be plugged into the left side. All right, so the MPC sample and the Roland J6 are turned on. I'm gonna simply pick out a pad just to show you simply is this. If you want to get sound, because if I press on the pads of the Roland J6, no sound. You would just press and hold shift, then you will hit sample. It will give you the sources. You're going to switch your sources from USB to this right here, which would be your rears. So you can choose your rears. As soon as you hit your pad on the J6, you have sound. Now, just to show you quickly, I'm going to go back into the sample screen and I'll choose this pad. Now, if I want to record whatever is in these pads right now, all I would simply do is this. And this is just sampling. You would hit sample record. You can choose sequence record or free. I'm going to go ahead and choose free. And once I hit this pad, I recorded something in. And once you go back into sample, you will hear it right here. So that is basically how you would record something in. The Roland J6 has sync in and sync out. So it has these small 3.5 connections on the unit, and so does the MPC sample on the back of the unit. And what you can do, and there's two different ways to do it. You can use a 3.5 to MIDI 5-pin then jack, or you can just use a wire that basically can send a pulse to or from the Roland J6. So that's what we're going to do. Give you a general idea of how these wires look like. They look like this right here. You can buy them for the Lowski Woski at Guitar Center, Perfect Circuit Audio, Sweetwater, or whatever. You might even have these laying around. So if you want to send a pulse to a device like the Roland J6, then you would plug it up to the sync out. Now that we have established the sync out, we will plug it into the sync in and watch what happens to the screen. Now it is syncing to the MPC's BPM. Now that we have established that, we'll press and hold shift and then hit pad number 8. And then we're going to check out our MIDI port settings. And then we'll just scroll down until we see sync out. And then we'll have sync out set to on. You can also change the divisions of this too as well. Like you'll see, it'll say CV and sync bass, and then it will say CV and sync division. So you can change those to whatever if something seems a little funky. Also, it might be a good idea if you go over to your other settings and make sure that you have your internal clock on and no external devices messing with it or anything like that. So if you have to do that, then you have to do that. On the Roland J6, you would want to press and hold shift and then hit the menu button. Use the tempo and volume to set up the sync. You can set it up to auto, I believe, and it should work. And once you're navigating through some of the settings or whatever, you would just go to sync, hit enter, Then you can exit out. Then once that's done, just go ahead and hit the sample button again so you can get back into the screen here. What I'll do is I'll go to the sequence and I'll set up a 2-bar, 4-bar loop or whatnot. Let's 4-bar loop it. It's already on 128 BPM. So when I do a count in, or if I set up a metronome, so I'll set up a metronome real quick. Boom, metronome is already on, so I don't know what I'm doing. Then basically, once I do a sequence record, and I'm a little off, but you can hear it's on timing, I will turn off the arpeggios because I don't want any arpeggios. I just want straight notes. And we'll just record in the old school way. I'm cool with just recording the old school way. And by the old school way, I don't even need to sync. I'm cool with that. It does have a built-in sequencer or whatnot. I never really mess with it like that. I'm gonna press the sound button because it does have a lot of impressive sounds on there. I believe you can navigate. Yes, you can. You can hit the buttons right over here and navigate through the sounds, and they have different categories. The other thing that I like about it is that you can pick out different chord progressions or whatnot. That's the biggest selling point for me in the J6 is that you can, it's basically like you're sampling on this and treating your MPC sample as a capture. And if I haven't already said it, I can't remember. This does have its own chord progressions and stuff like that. Like my favorite one is 6. The only thing I don't like about this is that part right there. But you know, you can work with it. If you go take a look on the website, they do have a set of chords and their phrases so you can know which ones that you're using. That was kind of like one of the things that was a turn off. So number 6 is the blues ones, and it tells you basically the root key and all of the progressions that you will run into. Yes, I will have it linked in the description. All right, so let's put this together. Again, you already know the vibes by now. You're going to touch a pad. I'm going to set it in sequence here. And if I have to, you know, hear a count or something like that, then I'll do that. All right, so I heard the count. And now this time I will be going with the flow here. All right, so we got something going here. All right, yeah. I like that. So let's lay out some drums. All right, let's go. I don't like the hi-hat right there, but hey, it is what it is. I think I'll just do that again. I add more elements because you can go into note mode and then just pick out another sound. So again, sample mode here. I got my pad picked out, sample record, press the pizzat, and then go. One thing I will say, sometimes you might have to record the sound again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the sound again because it was a little too low. And that I'd much rather bring it down in volume than not. You feel me? So let me go ahead and get this thing going here. I think there is a way to actively record stuff in, you know what I'm saying? So it plays at the same time, you know what I'm saying, as you record. I just don't know how. Leave a comment below if you know. This sound right here got to be documented. I ain't gonna lie. I'll show you which patch this is. Turn it down a little bit. It's 8-7. Oh yeah, I got to remember that sound. don't know how we got here, but we did. And now I'm just trying to find another sound or whatnot that'll work with this vibe. How the hell we get in an R&B pocket? Holy. So I guess I'll put that in there. Let's go right here. Losing all my cool points right now. I'm too R&B right now. I'm gonna quit. If you happen to record a sound like this right here and it's too like low, I don't think it's low. It's just, it's gonna be loud as hell now. But now it's gonna be kind of cool in the beat. That is the Roland J6 in a nutshell. Full of surprises. I like it. The sound quality, all this stuff. This is like my second time buying this. That means I really missed it when I had sold it originally. Very good tool. You can use this with, you know, as a MIDI controller for your MPC sample because it has a lithium-ion battery in it, and all you have to do is just hook up like a MIDI 5-pin or whatnot to the Roland J6 and then to the MPC. I don't necessarily use it for that. I just record the audio, bro. It feels better that way because I like sampling. That's the MPC sample.